So what's going on, everyone? HyperShatic46 here, coming at you with a quick little story time. Now this was something that happened during my lovely years of the middle school. So this middle school for me, it was interesting. I mean, we've all faced bullying and different different times in our life where, there's somebody much bigger and badder than us, taking that good old aggression and love for watching other people suffer, taking it out on us. But how many of you have been able to get revenge on your bullies, and even more so by showing them you're not ones to be picked on? So this, I'm going to be let's see here. So for the bully I'm going to be talking about, we'll call him Cole for right now. We're going to call him Cole. I might decide to just say his real name because, I don't really give a shit about them. Again, they were my bullies, and I've never made, unlike other people who I've had ill feelings toward in the past, I've made peace with, but these guys I never did, and it's like, at this point, I'm an adult, they're an adult, I can basically say what I want, because free speech. So should I decide to use their name, I can use their name, and there ain't jack shit they can do about it. But for right now, I'm going to be a little considerate, and I'm not going to say their actual name. So, for now, we're going to call him Cole. So, this happened during my middle school life, and I'm sorry, I'm taking a sip of some Sprite. No advertisement going on here, but so anyway, there's this guy named Cole. He rolled around with two other people. Again, gonna shield their names for right now. So we have Cole, and we have Jackson, and Nathaniel. We're gonna call them Cole, Jackson, and Nathaniel. A good old trio of assholes. So I was bullied a lot in middle school, and it was because, I was a kid with ADHD, and, I guess a lot of people never knew about this, and a lot of people never heard of it, so, I'm hyperactive and bouncing off the walls. I had good grades for what it was worth. I had good grades, but, I was really hyperactive, and, yes, I got on a lot of people's nerves, but, come on, you're like 6th and 7th grade, you're still technically a kid, you're gonna have problems controlling your impulses. I get it. Apparently these guys didn't. So what happened one time was that this kid Cole actually shot me once in the side with a BB gun. I guess you would classify airsoft and BB guns as like the same thing, but this one was a gas BB gun that shot metal pellets. And I remember it very vividly. Most of my bullies lived in my neighborhood, so if I ever wanted to go outside, it was basically more often than not I was coming home with some problem, like some guy was picking on me, or some guy wanted to fight me and I backed off. I wasn't the type of kid where it's like you picked on me and got away with it. I tried to stand my ground, so like if somebody come up to me talking some mess, I'm like, well, alright, well, fuck you too, let's do this. But I was mostly taught to no bite. Mostly because there were times where I actually did fight back, and this was one of those times. So, at one point, he shot me in the side, metal BB, it was a gas airsoft pistol. And to this day, I think I still have a mark on my side from where he shot me. But went home that day, told my mom, we called the police, and wouldn't you know it, they caught Cole, Jackson, and Nathaniel. All three of them. And I'm not sure what Cole was charged with, but I do know ever since that day, I never saw him with that damn pistol outside again. Should I have seen him again? I didn't. But where I got my revenge was so funny because I never got in trouble for it. I never got caught, and I had a friend to back me up and say that, oh, it never happened. So the way how my school was set up, I'm not gonna say the name of the school. I mean, it's probably still up anyway, so that's why I don't want to say it. And there's people there who I actually respect and still like because they've helped me. So, you know, so the way how my school was set up, you had 3 different wings. You had the 6th grade wing. It was like 3 separate wings with an upstairs as well for those wings. I think if you were like, when you were upstairs in the same grade, if you're the difference between downstairs and upstairs is that certain people from upstairs, their lockers were upstairs, but they sometimes had classes downstairs. And if you were downstairs, sometimes you had, well, again, it was like a certain amount of people. I think you had to be like, I don't know, you had to be like highest of the grade, and that actually happened to me once, and that was in 7th grade, where I actually had an upstairs locker, and I was like that good where I was going between floors to different classes. But so the way the school set up, you had 3 different wings for the 3 different grades. You had a 6th grade wing, a 7th grade wing, and an 8th grade wing, with an upstairs as well, also connecting the upstairs to downstairs wings that were still a part of the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So when you initially walk into school, you know, you walk through the double doors. You had the office to the left when you first came in, and then if you continued down the hallway, you would pass the 6th grade wing, and if you kept going down, you'd have the library on the left, and then the 7th grade wing, and then when you go down more, you would be met with double doors heading to outside toward the back of the school. But then you also have the 8th grade wing over to the right, and then to the left it would be like a little corridor that would lead, a corridor slash hallway that would lead you to the band entrance, the orchestra entrance, and the cafeteria. So one day, this was after I got shot. I was like, it was like maybe, I don't know, like maybe a couple weeks or maybe a month after I originally got shot. So, you know, I'm sitting in cafeteria, you know, I'm having lunch, me and my good old friend, and I mean, I can use his name because I'm pretty sure he won't have a problem if I say his name, but me and my good old friend Mark, you know, this man here is a damn legend. I'm gonna put that out there right now. This dude is a damn legend because he had my back during all of middle school. Like, if there was a problem and he heard about it, it was like, alright, so who's ready to get their ass kicked? Like, do you need my help to handle your business? Like, more or less, so like, if somebody's picking on me and I was indifferent about whether or not, do I want to, like, fight this person? Do I want to do something about it? He was more or less that voice in my ear, like, do it. Fight him. You know you want to. Show him who's boss. And to this day, every time I think of what happened here, it was like, God damn, he pushed me a lot. He pushed me into, you know, really sticking up for myself. So, you know, I'm sitting at lunch at the table, Mark and I are talking, and, you know, I think it was like the first time I told him about me getting shot, because I saw the kid, Cole, get up, and the way how the bathroom system, well, it's weird, and I'm not sure why my school did this to this day, but they had certain bathroom passes at lunch for both boys and girls. So it's like, even if you had to, like, really go, there was only like 2 or 3 passes. So if 2 or 3 people were already in the bathroom and you really had to go, you weren't allowed to go until one of those people came back. Now, thankfully, it was separate between boys and girls. So 2 or 3 passes, I think it was like 2, maybe 3. Yeah, I'll just say 3 for the benefit of the doubt. It was 3 passes for boys and 3 passes for girls. They never intermixed the passes, so you didn't have to worry about that. But still, if you really had to go and people were taking their sweet-ass time in the restroom, you had to wait. There was nobody who was willing to let you go. So, I see this kid, Cole. He gets up and he goes to walk to the bathroom, and I'm talking to Mark, and I'm like, yo, that's the dude that shot me. He's like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah. I told him the same story, you know, on the skateboard. I had a ripstick at the time, when ripstick was still a big thing. But I'm like, yeah, dude, I was just ripsticking around the neighborhood, and when I was on my way home, sure enough, like, you know, they were walking up the sidewalk, I was walking down the sidewalk, they were talking to me, and the way how it happened was the kid originally asked me, he's like, hey, can I shoot you on your foot? And of course I said, hell no, because who, like, dude, like, we're not cool like that. Like, first off, we're not cool like that, alright? You're a freaking asshole. You hang out with, you know, the two other people who I really have a problem with. And second off, because why would I let you shoot me with metal pellets? Especially when I don't have any padding on, like, honestly. And then I guess in his mind that registered as, okay, if I can't shoot, alright, if you don't want me to shoot you in the foot, I'll just shoot you in your side, kabam! And yeah, that's how I have a mark on the side of my body now. But sure enough, I told Mark, and I'm like, I'm not sure what to do. And he's like, and again, Mark being that voice, like, get your money, like, sort of like the get your money's worth or get your revenge. I'm like, I want to do something, but I don't want to do something. I mean, so far I have, like, so, well, at the time in 7th grade, I had a clean record. Maybe not so in 6th grade, because again, that's when I first started having problems. But as far as 2nd grade goes, this would have been my first problem. I'm like, dude, I have a clean record. I'm not sure what I should do. I mean, because, again, police basically gave him a slap on the wrist from what I know. And I'm like, I'm not content with that. I want revenge, but at the same time, I don't want to get in trouble for revenge. And sure, and the thing is with Mark, he always brought his lunch to school. He never once, from what I can remember, he never once bought school lunch. He always brought lunch from home. And whenever he brought lunch from home, he had a metal water bottle he used to always fill up during lunchtime. I guess this time, it was full for when he went to lunch. Sure enough, the thing was half empty, and he slid it to me, and he says, here, use this. And I already knew, it was like, oh, okay. So, take the water bottle, I go to the entrance of the cafeteria, and I tell, like, basically the monitor, like, you know, hey, can I go use the restroom and fill up my water bottle? And they said, sure. I got my pass, went in there, and as soon as I got in, dude saw me, and he had this cocky, like, this real shit-eating grin, you know, like, the grin of, like, oh, look who it is. And, you know, that look was all it took. Because sure enough, again, the bottle was half empty. So there was still water in that thing to give it a little bit of weight. And sure enough, took that damn water bottle and beat the shit out of this kid. I mean, like, he would, and it was so funny, well, it's sort of funny in the way that while I was fighting him, well, I guess I should say while I was kicking his ass, because, I mean, I caught him off guard that he didn't know what to do. But it was so funny, because while I'm beating the hell out of this kid, he's like, why are you doing this? Why are you hitting me? And I'm like, I'm just going in. It's like, see, I'm one of those types of fighters when it's like, when I fight, one of two things happen. Either I see red and I don't stop until somebody pulls me off, or I black out, and then when I wake back up, then I see the damage that's done. This was one of those times where I'm just seeing red and going off of just pure anger. And then I think it was like 5-6 minutes later, I come back to Mark and I have a full water bottle and I slid it to him, and he could see there was a visible dent in this water bottle. There was a dent from how bad I hurt this kid. And the funniest thing, you know, I never got in trouble for it. It's weird. You know, I beat him up in the bathroom with a metal water bottle, and I never got in trouble. I never got called to the office. So I basically got away with revenge, essentially. But again, thinking about it to this day, I sort of feel sorry for what I did, because, I mean, Again, I beat the kid with a fucking metal water bottle, but then, you know, the part of me that always, you know, that always takes a shower and sees the mark on the side of my body, you know, that's the part of me that's just like, don't feel bad, he had it coming. But jeez, man, every time I think about it, just, I can't help it, so... Yeah, that's the good old story time for today. Make sure to be on the lookout for part 2 because, believe it or not, I still got my revenge on a few of my other bullies, which I will get into. Plus, there are also tales from the middle school that aren't exactly about bullying and fighting that are actually quite interesting to hear, especially because it's like one of those things where it's like, you never believe it unless you were there to witness it. But I mean... I have subscribers who went to middle school with me who can back up these stories, and they can vouch for what I'm saying is true. But thank you all so much for watching. As always, I'm HyperShatic46. Keep a lookout for the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Chaos Control the like button. Subscribe today to join the Chaos Army. And as always, I'll see you all when I see you all. Stay beautiful. Stay frosty. I love you all. And have a good day. I'm out. Peace.